Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Dave Ganderos here. This channel is focused on ways to generating streams of income. If that's interesting to you, please consider subscribing. When I get up to 2,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a giveaway. So become a subscriber, click the little bell so you can get alerted. As well, make sure you look underneath the video description. There's timestamps for the video. So in case you don't have time to watch the entire video, you could jump ahead to topics of interest to you, and you can go back and forth and review things if you want to hear it again. Also, take a look at the topics that you can leave in comments of topics you want me to talk about. And then finally, some other opportunities I'm involved in for generating streams of income, and then ways to contact me. So just remember, this channel is for educational purposes, not signals. I may say take a trade, do this, do that, but basically what I'm trying to say is you do the technical analysis and then you come up with an idea of when you might do a trade, either to the upside or to the downside. So just remember, practice the skill set, learn the skill set, and try to repeat what I'm doing in these videos for yourself. Even if it's just paper trading, you don't have to actually take a trade, but practice it and see how the outcome comes. And if it hits what you think, if it does what you think, none of us know what the price action is really going to do. All we're doing is setting up the possibilities and coming up with a plan. If it goes up or if it goes down, what are we going to do? And then the other things here are some other videos that are related to the topic of interest. So take a look in there, and you can watch some of the other videos on my channel easily by just clicking on these links that are in the video description. So that's all I really got to say about the channel. Let's move into the analysis. Let's go over this set of 4 that we've done in the past. Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. So let's see what the latest and greatest are on these, and we can determine what the next, what our next approach is. So let's start with Cardano. Okay, so we're on the 4 hour. Let's go up to the daily real quick, just to see how things are playing out here. If you haven't been aware, the markets are really doing pretty bad. Depending on what you're doing here, if you're doing trading or you're doing long-term cost averaging, it might be a good time to consider averaging into your longer hold position. Okay, so it looks like it broke through the 786. The wedge is still, let me drop down in the lower time frame here. Alright, so we could still draw a wedge here. It's still continuing down. The problem is it's already past the 786 area. So it's getting pretty deep here. We're almost approaching double bottom time frame, and if you scale out here, this could be a formation. If this stays higher than this low down here, this could be like a W. But yeah, there's a big trading range here. I guess this is like the point of no return down here, 100% retracement. We could put in, if it comes down here, it could be even a triple bottom. 1, 2, this is a strong level right here. But the Fibonacci didn't play out here. You can see here it's obvious that it's broken through here and it's going lower. This is the target of the algo. Now with the let me just get rid of that fib. The wedge is still there, but it's, like I said, it's kind of just in this trading range. It is getting to the lower side of this trading range, which, if it's going to repeat, it might start bouncing back higher. So the wedge didn't really play out. It's still forming, but it's getting close to becoming a double bottom here. Let's go up to daily again. Do we see anything at a higher time frame? No, again, like I said, it's So it's like it's either an M, a double top over here, and now we're forming a double bottom if it comes down in here. So it's just kind of bouncing between these two ranges. It's ranging, which is okay because it's creating a base. And then I guess what you could do, related to that is just kind of, do a line here and then maybe move this line maybe somewhere down there and then just wait for the breakout from this range. So if it goes higher, if it breaks this upper side, I mean, really it's a range, it's not a line. So when I draw a line, I really mean it's more something like this. This is this upside resistance that we're seeing, and then we're going to be looking for support down in this range. So unless we see some action coming out of here, this is just sideways action. So if you feel strong about this lower end, I mean, you could play the run back up. There's a lot of good news coming out of Cardano, so I don't expect it to come crashing down. So that's really all I gotta say. There's no obvious patterns other than these. You can see here. This is on the daily. That it did have in the past a wedge pattern back here, or a channel pattern back here, that when it finally broke out, it went up there. So I mean, it's kind of repeating that fractal, so so to speak, by having it like that. So you can see right here how it broke out finally. So you can still play the breakout here on this wedge. But like I said, I would wait until it actually breaks out. Just be careful and low risk by just waiting for, just make sure you cross that, go as conservative as you can, and just wait for this breakout. And it's really all I see on the charts right now. I mean, this is a bullish wedge. I mean, at some point, momentum's going to come back in, and it's going to break out. Or it's gonna really get squeezed down here when it starts hitting this support level here. So it bounced off of it once already. So yeah, that's really all I see for Cardano right now. I mean, the other pattern that we had on here didn't play out. So this is the latest price action, and this is what I see on the charts right now. And you just got to kind of wait for it to break the upward trending line, or if it's going to break down, it's going to go below here. But again, these wicks is wicks. There was resistance here. There was some resistance happening here. There was some support here, support here, support here. So this is an important area that we hope that it's going to bounce off of. So just keep an eye on this, and as this price action gets squeezed here, it's probably going to make a move. Either it's going to break down, or it's going to break up. And I have a feeling that actually, you could even see here like a little mini head and shoulders here. So it did kind of play out for the head and shoulders on the 4 hour. It's not a really good defined left shoulder, but you could kind of see where there was a little mini head and shoulders here. So I mean, just taking that into account, if you draw from the head to the neckline, where would the neckline be? I guess it would be there. Yeah, it's pushing it right into this support area. So we're almost there. We're almost hitting the target of the head and shoulder. So I think we're going to probably see some consolidation down in this area, and then hopefully come back up. So just continue drawing this trend line. Wait for the breakout above that trend line with volume. Volume like at this level would be very nice confirmation that the breakout's really happening. We're getting squeezed down to the dollar area, which again, like I said, if you're looking to cost average, wouldn't be a bad time to consider doing that. The thing that kind of throws everything off is this crazy wick over here. I don't know how to handle that. It's like that crash that happened let's take a look at the fib here. Let's say we do a fib from here to here. Yeah, so again, it looks like, based on that fib, this head and shoulder target is hitting the 618 almost exactly. So if we use this wick as a next, not this crazy one, but if we use this as the pivot from low to high here, I mean, this might even be the high. This is, I don't know, that actually looks like it's almost an identical price. So yeah, I mean, once it hits, you are in an area here where you can start accumulating if you believe, if you believe in Cardano, if you believe that this support area is going to hold, you could certainly start getting into a trade here by buying, maybe 20% times 5. Start buying as it's creeping down. It's at the 0.5. Maybe buy some more at 0.55. Buy a little bit more at 0.618, and then 6.5. And then by there you'll have a nice average priced in here, and you can wait for the breakout of this wedge. Probably up into this range. So you can have a price. Once you get in down here, you could have a price target up here because this is obvious resistance up here. So you want to maybe get out, at the 0.15 fib level that I have shown here. Maybe start getting out of your trade up here. Don't wait for it to hit this resistance. Just play it from down here to there. Move your stop loss up. Maybe get out of 50%. And then this target, of course, is the next target that you might want to consider getting some more of your trade out of. So anyway, that's what I see in the charts for Cardano. Again, like I said, this is questionable because of these crazy wicks, but you could very easily see how from here to here, the target is putting you right at the 618 for this head and shoulders, and we've had some touch points at the 618 already. So it's probably going to come down here again, and then ideally, market sentiment will turn a little bit better, and we'll get some momentum back in here. All right, next one. Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin has totally broke down. It's obvious that this pitchfork is no longer in play. So let's just get rid of that. Now this triangle pattern did play out. It looks like. Let's do a double check on what the level would be for the price target from this pattern. Something like that. And if we draw that from the breakout, and we still got a way to go. I mean, I've heard other YouTubers talk about a $50,000 Bitcoin, so certainly is looking that way. So we'll leave this chart as is, and we'll see. You notice here how it came back up and checked. So that's usually what I like to tell you guys to do. Wait for the breakout, wait for it to come back, check, and then come down. So now it's on its way down, and this is the if you took the short trade or the sell side trade, you're pretty close to if this pushes back down, there's going to be a resistance level here. So you should have probably closed out of some of your trade up here, which equates to the pivot back here. And then, you might want to consider taking a little bit more of your trade there and then leaving a little bit left if it really comes down to the 49. But like I said, it looks to be a lot of support over here at the 50,700. So that's really all I see. I kind of see maybe another bullish wedge, downward facing wedge. But let's wait to see if this hits the target that we have here for this larger wedge, and then we could kind of redraw the charts to see when it might turn around. Again, it's expected. I mean, we have not had a major correction in Bitcoin in a while here, so don't get. You shouldn't be scared away from this. If you have a long-term hold, just dollar cost average in and continue doing what you're doing. If you're looking for a trade and you like to trade the sell side, then you had a trade here. Now we're kind of like, I'm starting to see a downward facing wedge or a pennant type thing where we might start positioning ourselves for a move back up. I'm not going to leave it on here, but just let's check this fib level here. Yeah, so if this pattern target's hit, it's going to put us down at the 618, which would be, you know, you're within the 0.5 to the 0.65. You know, that's an area to get back in for another positive buy side trade. So I'm going to take this off to keep the chart clean. Let's see if this gets, if the price gets pushed down further, or if we're going to start bouncing. You know, we'll probably see it maybe push down to 50,000 or 51,000, somewhere around there. And then we could consider this pattern completed. Then I'll take all this off of here, and we'll develop the new pattern on here for the upside trade. All right, and again, you got this also to concern. Like on the downside, if you're in a trade, you might want to consider, you know, the fact that there's a trend line here. So right here, you can see there was some resistance on the downside, and it bounced off this trend line. So this right here might have been, you know, where you should have gotten out of your sell side trade. If you haven't, strongly consider doing so, as there's multiple reasons why it seems to be bouncing off of here. And just might be a good time to get out. Yeah, it seems to show multiple things happening. You got the trend line, kind of it bounced off the trend line already. You got the pattern target right here. So again, like I said, it might be a good time to close out of the rest of your trade, or at least move the stop loss on your trade down. You know, so you have a no risk trade. You know, depending on where you got in. You know, certainly somewhere over here. You know, if you got in at this confirmation, then you want to guarantee yourself a no risk trade. So if you have a no risk trade option, certainly make sure you put that stop loss there. If you are, you know, if the pivot and everything's not working out for you right now, just consider taking a little bit more off the table, because, you know, this is a bull trend. This is weakness, you know, in the lower time frames for the immediate future. But if you go out, you know, to the higher time frame, it's very bullish. You know, we haven't turned bearish yet. So just keep that in mind. Trade with the trend. Don't try to counter trade the trend. You know, you end up losing a lot more money. You know, you end up making a lot more money just by going with it. Don't fight it. And as you can see here, it's kind of bouncing. So yeah. All right. Anyway, that's it for Bitcoin. Let's just wait to see if it does bounce. If it starts coming back up here, then I'm going to kind of come back in here. I'm going to just get rid of all this stuff, and then we'll reset the charts for the 0.618 retrace down here. All right. Ethereum, same kind of thing. Ethereum actually hit this downward facing wedge. This target was hit, so we actually had a success. If you got into this trade, you had a successful trade because it hit that pattern breakout. So if you got in over here, or if you waited for it to kind of confirm itself, then yeah, see, it bounced around for a while, and then it finally broke out with volume. So that was a good confirmation for the downside trade. And as you can see, it hit, you know, a little bit more. It overshot the pattern target, but, you know, you don't always want to exactly try to put the sell. You know, you don't want to get out of a trade exactly at the target. You want to get out a little bit earlier. So you had more than enough opportunity. You still have the opportunity to close out that trade if you're still in it. So we can kind of reset here. Let's reset, because this pattern was hit, so that's done. This broke out. You know, the bigger target, I personally don't think is going to be hit. So let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of this pitchfork. Let's just get rid of all this stuff. And there might not be nothing on the chart right now, but it's time to clean it up and to do a reset. The sell side target was hit. Our trade, you know, the trade, if you took it, if you decided to take a trade, you hit your target. All right, so now this is the daily. Now what I see right now, currently on the charts, is I see a trend line here. Depending on where you draw it from. That seems pretty good. And you could also see something going on here on the top side. So you got another triangle pattern that's under development here. So I guess what you could do is you could throw a triangle pattern from here to here, down to here. So I did it manually with trend lines, but you could do it with the charting tools that TradingView offers you. So this is where we are now, and I guess we could again come up with a target. Alright, so there's two targets. There's one for the downside, and then there'll be one for the top side. And we don't know which one's which yet. We don't know anything. We could just guess. You know, we're anticipating either a breakout down or a breakout up. Breakout up, you know, puts us back still to that target of 25. Breakout down puts us down to like 800, which is crazy. Personally, with all this support over here, I would say, you know, a very strong, probably 1400. I would just to be simple, just put this at 1400. So you got that. You got the support down there. If it breaks out, I personally don't think it's going to go lower than that. This is a lot of support right there. See that? A lot of resistance on the upside. Then it came down. Support there. Support there. So if it breaks out, it's probably going to come maybe down to here. It does look like there's an M formation happening here. So that is a bearish double top. This is basically a double top forming. It actually formed already, but we just you have to break basically this level that I just showed in here to really, you know, push down lower to this target. So yeah, I don't know. Market's been weird. There's no way to really tell which way this is going to go, but it's basically, you know, Ethereum kind of follows Bitcoin, so we have to kind of monitor what Bitcoin's doing. There's a lot of money coming in with stimulus, so, you know, I think there's a lot of manipulation going on now to push this price down to allow the big money to get in. So just be careful, do risk management. Wait for the breakout, wait for a confirmation. You know, you're looking for volume, something like this, to really show that push down. You know, that if it does break out down or break out up, this is the level of type of volume that you're looking for a confirmation. So it's really all I see for Ethereum right now. We're in another pattern, another triangle pattern, and it could go either way. We are in an uptrend, so it's a little bit higher probability that it'll break up. But just like everything I've said over the videos that you may or may have not watched already, you don't want to trade while price action's inside a pattern. You want to wait for the breakout, either up or down. You know, I'm not telling you which way it's going to go. We just throw the stuff on the charts and we wait for the price action to decide what, you know, what's happening. And again, just be careful with, you know, manipulation. Just make sure you do your proper risk management. Don't over leverage. You know, just be careful. All right. I guess one thing we could check here. Yeah, it might be more something like that. So we are still considered in the pattern, and let's just tweak this pattern a little bit here. All right, so this is probably, you know, more realistic of where we'll go, and, you know, like I said, 836. I really don't see it going down there, but we never know. We never know, and again, we can't say that we do know. We just have to be ready to take the trade if that's what you want to do. Again, I'm not going to take a downside trade. It's against my my mindset on crypto. So if it happens to break on the upside, that's a different story. And again, if it breaks on the upside, we're looking at a 2,590 coin. If it actually hits the target on the downside, we're looking at 829. So money to be made on both sides. Just sit back and wait for a price action to do what it's going to do and take the trade when the time is right. All right, next one. Chainlink. Why is this so crazy looking? Let me do something here. I gotta get rid of this. This is too much. Alright, that's much better. I was getting a little crazy there. Alright, so this pattern looks like it's breaking out to the downside, just like everything else. You can see it's hitting some resistance here because of this. I guess I had that there. Yeah, so I mean, it broke out. You know, this really, you know, I guess you could tweak this to match, you know, the present thing. Let's just clean this up. Let's take a step back here and see where we are. Again, I've said this a couple times. Sometimes you just gotta clean the chart up and just take a step back. So let's go to the daily. Let's see what's going on. So I mean, you got this larger, you know, fib from down here all the way up to here. You know, this right here is kind of like point of no return. If it breaks down here, then we're probably headed down to 19 to 20, a $20 chain link. What do we got going here? Again, you know, we're kind of still, I mean, you could draw this. I mean, it's, you know, again, with technical analysis, things that could be, you could draw these things and kind of create your own fulfilling prophecy here, but, you know, you can't disregard that we're in another triangle pattern here. If you use the triangle tool, again, just to keep things simple, a lot of times I just use the trend line first to see if something really looks like it might be on the chart. Well, you can see it hit the 0.5, and right now we're still in a higher high. So, you know, we break out of here past point C, then we're probably going to come down here. So let's just draw a couple sections here. You know, if the breakout happens, then we're going to fall certainly to this area. And we could just expand this again. You know, this is the downside area. You know, certainly. Oh yeah, I'm on log. Wow, I really pushes it down to like a $10. Yeah. Again, you know, over here, you could see that there's some support and resistance. Or maybe like a $16 downside. But I mean, you know, the pattern target is all the way down here. It's really going to take a lot to get it down to the target down here. But this is, you know, once it hits the 0.65, that's the point of really it's going to break down. So ideally we see some bouncing here. You know, this previous pivot here, you could see that. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to get rid of the fib. You can see this previous peak has some resistance on the upside here, then it has some support over here, you know, so somewhere between here and here is where this is going to go if it breaks down. On the upside, certainly to this previous peak. Yeah, that's one target. The pattern target's here. And this must be from a higher time frame. I'm just going to get rid of it for now. We're just going to worry about the immediate future. So this is what I see for the immediate. Maybe like a 21 to 19 maybe. Something like that. And then honestly, if it goes down, it's you're talking $11 Chainlink. All right, well, let's see what happens. Again, it's kind of all the cryptos are kind of following each other. So let's see if we get a swing back to some positive news and less manipulation and see what happens here. But again, just like always, wait for the breakout, either to the upside, to the downside with volume. You know, nice volume, something like this, or even this would be very good to confirm the breakout, either to the upside or the downside. So don't trade if the volume's down here, because it could be a fake out, or this pattern may not materialize. Maybe it was just something we saw, but it really didn't really play out, you know, as a pattern. It happens, you know, it happens. So unless you see some higher volume like this for the breakout, then we have to come back and look at this again and see, you know, what the latest price action is telling us. You know, unfortunately, again, just like all the other patterns, you kind of see a little mini, you know, head and shoulders happening here again. Yeah, it's the patterns are playing out in all the cryptos, right? I mean, you got the little one there. Well, here we don't see one. I don't see one right now. Yeah, I don't see one there. Here, this could be in the middle of one. Kind of, this isn't really one here. You know, depending on what happens here. Yeah, this really doesn't have one either. So, I don't know, just a couple of them have this kind of formation. This is a little angled, but, you know, again, this is a bearish pattern right now if it breaks down. So, we'll see what happens. This is what I see. So, downside targets over here, upside targets. Okay, here and here. Wait for the breakout. Use risk management. Move your stop losses to break even when price action has gone far enough away from your entry, and consider taking some partial profits on these areas. You know, certainly, you know, this pivot should, you know, just down this little A area, which is like 20, maybe 20 and a half, or 20, 21, or 20, 25, maybe 20.75, somewhere around there. You should consider maybe getting out of some. And then, of course, you know, if it breaks down, you know, 19, maybe 1950, a little bit more. And then finally, if it comes down to here, which is, you know, 15 or 16, it would be another good area to get out. So just my opinion. Again, you got to do your own research, but so 2 on the upside, 3 on the downside. Again, market right now, sentiment short term, not longer term, but short term, last couple days has been negative. So until we see that change, unfortunately, it looks like it's a higher probability of a breakdown. But again, things shift very quickly. Again, you can't dismay or discount the fact that there's manipulation happening here to get prices lower so that the big whales can buy in. Over-the-counter trades, and I guess there was an article somewhere saying that there was a huge amount of money moved from the wallets, and they said they're thinking that maybe a whale came in and bought over the counter through Coinbase, not through the exchange. So there's a lot of crap happening. Just be safe out there. Use the proper risk management. Wait for price action to do what I said. High volume breakout, and again, unfortunately, I'm just going to watch these negative trades happen if they do happen. If it breaks out to the upside, I'll take those trades. But on the downside, it's just, we're just putting stuff on the on the chart here, and we're practicing our technical analysis, see if what we're seeing plays out or not. And again, don't take action until you see volume and a good breakout. And even if you want to even be safer, wait for the breakout and the check. Wait for it to come back down and check that trend line and go up. Or if it breaks down, wait for it to come out, check it, and go down. So wait for that. Wait for this if you really want to be safe. All right? All right, guys, take care. I'll put out another set of videos for another 4 in a few minutes here, or however long it takes me to get it to YouTube. But have a great day, and we'll see how prices take out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell. Let's get the subscribers up to 2,000. I'll do a giveaway once we hit 2,000, and we'll set the next goal for the next giveaway. So the faster we get to 2,000, the faster the giveaway will happen. And you got to be a subscriber. And when the time comes, I'll put out a video, and I'll tell you to comment with your crypto wallet address of whatever coin I'm going to decide to give away. And in order to win, you're going to have to be a subscriber. You're going to have to be someone that comments to the video, and you get some free giveaways. So I look forward to having you as a subscriber. Grow the channel. Let's put some comments in there. Let me know based on the video description what else you want me to talk about. And I look forward to sharing more videos with you. And I look forward to recommendations on topics or coins that you want me to kind of go through on the screen here with you, and practice our TA together. And if you see something I missed, please put it in the comments, and we can talk about it in the next video and show where I was wrong, or kind of clarify, or whatever. This is a community atmosphere, and no one should be afraid to put comments in there. There should be no bullying. Just remember, this is not a signals platform. If that's what you're looking for, you've come to the wrong place. This is an educational platform. We're all going to grow together. We're all going to increase our skill sets. And maybe you don't know as much as I know, or maybe you know more. So if you have something good to say, or something you see that we didn't see, put your video in there and show us what we missed. So again, this should be a very, good community where everyone's learning. All right, that's basically what I'm trying to say. We're all looking to get better, grow, and make money. So take care. I wish you guys all the best, and I look forward to having you as a subscriber.